Hello everyone, hi, I'm Wendy Daniel, and a lot of people have spoken about their role in this whole thing, and my role has been to put together this book. I won't say the name, but it's This and Myths and Facts. I don't even know if that'll come up in a form you can understand. I'm sure you can read backwards anyway. So it's Myths and Facts. And this is actually the 4th edition. If you haven't seen it before, it's thicker than it ever has been before. It's got big text, it's very simple, but it's got 100 references and lots of pictures. So there's lots to break up this huge subject, and I've linked back in as many cases as I possibly can this time to original studies. Now, a lot of us know that we don't want to do this, and we know that we heard something, at some stage in this whole history, and these are the general jabs, not the COVID ones. That's another thing. There's a small section on the COVID stuff in here, but it's not huge because it's a completely different subject. It's mostly about the ongoing damage that these things have done. And most of us, we hear something and then we remember it vaguely, but we can't sort of pin it down, or we may pin it down and then we forget, or the link gets lost. This time I felt as if I was like an archaeologist digging for this information I knew was there. Anyway, it's got nearly, I think over 200 pages, this one, including 100 links approximately. And it goes back to, it's a book that you can hand over to a family member, to a young pregnant mum who you might know, which is the most important person to have this information, to an influencer, to a journalist, to a school teacher, a doctor, a politician, all of those people. I share this information with a lot of people because it's very, very important information at the moment. So it starts off with smallpox, which was just the most awful thing, is basically smearing pus around and making a lot of people sick with ignorance, basically. May have been well-intentioned, but even then people knew that there was something wrong with this. Then it goes on to polio, which was most likely to be DDT poisoning, and some of the let's say dirty deeds involved in the development of that vaccine. And since I did the first edition of this book back in 2016, which is a very tiny, slim volume that a couple of you may remember, we've had some amazing independent research done not by the people who should be doing it. That's governments and health departments. They won't touch it. They won't touch proper research on this. It's done by independents who are stubbornly independent and ethical. And the results, no matter how you measure them, whether it's by clinical visits, as Dr. Paul Thomas has shown us, or whether as in number of clinical visits, or whether it's actually children suffering from various things and adults suffering from various things, that's you and I suffering from various things that we didn't realize were vaccine related and that may well be. Things like heart disease and diabetes that you don't often link with normal vaccines, very often appear to be linked from this. Some blockbuster studies in this, just absolutely amazing, and clearer and clearer. The results are all, in essence, leading in the same direction, that the vaccine-free are far healthier all round from day one. And that's, as we know, ADHD, autism, asthma, eczema, autoimmune issues, the whole thing. If the human body is able, if you treat it well and nurture it and nourish it properly, it's able to heal itself and to take itself forward into life without too much problem in the vast majority of cases. But if you poison it in all sorts of different ways, there are other ways of poisoning, obviously, but this is one of the main ones, and it's done from the day of birth, from 15 minutes of age. 15 minutes of age, not 15 days or 15 whatever, 15 minutes. And that's the vitamin K shot, which is a whole other story, which is also, not a good idea. Basically, what I understand from what I've looked at is that it is best not to inject anything unless maybe it's a nutrient of some sort, vitamin C or B12 or something like that. I'm sure those are really good, but for the rest, probably best without them. This book also, like the last one, has a section on the fact that the main bodies who should have done the research simply haven't. They just haven't. There's so many. There's let's see, some research by. Where are we? There we go. The Vaccine Emperor Has No Clothes. Still one of my favourite pages. There's so many bodies who should have been doing this research have not. They've done research that is simply not designed to find out if vaccines are causing autism or not. And the wonderful Aaron Siri, who works with the ICANN network of Del Bigtree, he enticed that out of both Stanley Plotkin and Catherine Edwards, who are at the very pinnacle of vaccine development at the CDC. There's so many things that just add up to this being a complete and utter disaster from start to finish. So anyway, it has the whole thing. There's so much involved. It's such a big subject, but what I've tried to break it down to is a subject that is so simple that a 10-year-old can understand it, with no long words, no jargon that's not explained, and that's very, very simply put, and yet still linked back to that research and those government stats. Some of the government stats are absolutely horrifying when you look at them. Anyway, there we go. It is still $20. I'm really glad that I was able to manage to keep it at that price, even though it has expanded somewhat with this great new research. You can get that from me. I actually have a website where you can find all the links live under the resources section. And that is, the website there is lightoftruths.net. So lightoftruths.net, and you can send to me and I'll send you the details of how to order the book from there. And also you can get it from www.inhousepublishing.com.au. It's on their website. Yes, it's on their website, and you can order it from them. And also I'm happy to do wholesale as well. So there we go. I think that's it. I've also got ways of protecting yourself. Unfortunately, it's a bit late for many of us with that. And some details of prominent Australian voices in this movement, and also what to do if you feel that your child has conventional vaccine damage, etc., etc. So, and how to spot it, because a lot of parents don't know how to spot it. A lot of doctors obviously don't know how to spot it, otherwise they wouldn't carry on making it worse. So there's quite a bit on that, and then where to look for help if you feel that your child has had or is being injured, where you can turn to start the process of hopefully reversing it, or even improving a non-verbal person, improving their ability to communicate. So anyway, it's a vast subject. It's a vast subject. If I keep on talking, I'll get bogged down in it. And I stand on the shoulders of giants to do this. There are some absolute heroes in this movement. And I just tried to put the whole thing together into a format that you could just leave on the table for your family or your doctor or whoever you want to. And it's all complete. Once you hand this over, you know that they've got it. They've got it. They may not want to look at it, but nevertheless, you've done your bit and your conscience is clear. So there we go. Thanks so much. And yes, share the truth widely. It's an important book, and this just might be its time. Cheers. Thanks.